Hello students, welcome to Dakshina E-Classroom. So guys, we are solving section B of exercise 1 of center of mass. So section B has questions from motion of center of mass. So first question is, a bomb traveling in a parabolic path under the effect of gravity explodes in mid-air. The center of mass of fragments will. So when I had delivered the lectures, so the acceleration of center of mass, I had solved some problems of acceleration of center of mass. So this problem is related to that. So once you will complete the complete chapter, it will be easier. Like after completing the chapter, again you try to solve all the questions which you were not able to solve just after that particular lecture. So this question is from acceleration of center of mass, you can say. So now here if we see, if that bomb explodes in air, still there will be a mass which was before and after the explosion, it is same. So force which is acting on that object before and after explosion, it is same. So acceleration of center of mass is going to remain same. So maybe the individual particles are going in different path which is not same as the path before explosion, but the center of mass is going to follow the same path which the object was going to follow before explosion. So we have options. First, move vertically upwards and then downwards. Doesn't make any sense. Move vertically downwards, move in irregular path, and fourth option is move in the parabolic path which the unexploded bomb would have traveled. So this one is correct, because what is happening when there was some explosion, it was because of some chemical reaction inside the bomb. So there will be some forces acting between the what we can say particles of that bomb, and then it got exploded, but all those forces are internal. Before the explosion force was mg, after the explosion force is mg. So net force on the center of mass or net force on the bomb is before and after, it is same mg. So center of mass is going to remain same, because there is no net force on the center of mass, no net extra force है ना. Before center of mass we have mg force, after explosion we have mg force. So for the center of mass nothing has changed, so it is going to follow the same path which the unexploded bomb was going to follow. Clear? So answer will be fourth option. B2. If a ball is thrown upwards from the surface of earth and during upward motion, first, the earth remains stationary while the ball moves upwards. Second, the ball remains stationary while the earth moves downwards. The ball and earth both move towards each other. The ball and earth both move away from each other. So here what is happening? When the object is moving up, okay, we are throwing the stone or any object in upward direction. So what is happening? We can see that for the earth and the stone or the particle or the ball which you are throwing upwards, for the earth plus ball system, they have gravitational attraction towards each other, correct? But there is no net external force on that system. So whatever is happening, it is happening between those two particles, earth and the ball we are throwing. So basically center of mass, because there is no net external force, the center of mass is going to remain at the same location. So when we are throwing the object upward, when this object is having some upward motion, to keep the center of mass at the same location, this will move in this direction. ठीक है, यही होता है. एक अगर इधर जाएगा तो दूसरा इधर जाएगा. हाँ, now the motion which this particle is going to have and the motion which this mass is going to have, they are going to be different. This mass will have more displacement and this mass will have less displacement. This is going to be more, है ना. क्या होता है हमारे पास m1 delta x1 is equal to m2 delta x2 if we just talk about the magnitude of displacement. So m1 by m2 is equal to delta x2 by delta x1. So the displacements of the bodies, to keep the center of mass at the same location, the displacements of bodies are in the inverse with the mass, है ना, inversely proportional to mass. अगर mass ज़्यादा है तो displacement कम होगा, mass कम है displacement ज़्यादा होगा. So here this object will have more displacement and this will have less displacement. इसलिए हमें ये समझ नहीं आता, but this happens. अगर आप jump भी कर रहे हो अपनी जगह से, you are pushing the earth a little bit downward. बहुत बड़ी बात है ये. हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? अर्थ को मूव करा रहे हैं, but its displacement is very very small. हमें पता ही नहीं चलता कि ये displace भी हुआ है. ठीक है? So its displacement is almost zero. It's negligible. But there is some displacement because mass कितना ज़्यादा है इसका? इतना ज़्यादा mass है. If let's say this is mass of ball and this is mass of earth, then mass of earth is very much greater than mass of ball. ठीक है, mass of earth is It means delta x1 is very much greater than delta x2. So its displacement is negligible compared to displacement of the ball. But the ball, if the ball is moving upward, both are going to move away from each other. ये अगर इधर जाएगा तो ये इधर जाएगा. Both are going to move away from each other. So fourth option will be correct. B3. Internal forces can change. If we have only internal forces, कौन सी चीज कंजर्व रहती है? Momentum is conserved, है ना? If we have only internal force for that complete system, ठीक है? The conservation of momentum we can apply. Momentum will be conserved. So first option is, question is internal forces can change. First, the linear momentum, तो सीधा ही wrong हो गया. It cannot change linear momentum. So first option, the linear momentum but not the kinetic energy of the system. This is wrong. And about kinetic energy, initially we have a bomb which is kept at rest. After explosion, जैसे हम लोग देखते हैं ना कि जब आप दिवाली में जब आप पटाखे फोड़ते हो तो वो तो रखा रहता है अपनी जगह पे, और अचानक से जैसे ही जलता है वैसे ही उठ के कहीं उड़ के भाग जाता है. सो बेसिकली व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, इनिशियली इट वाज एट रेस्ट एंड आफ्टर एक्सप्लोजन. और एक्सप्लोजन कैसे हुआ? आपने तो बस थोड़ी सी वहां पे क्या लगाई है, थोड़ा सा आग लगाया है, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट सम केमिकल रिएक्शन हैपेंड एंड इंटरनली फोर्स में कुछ लड़ाई हुई एंड देन इट गॉट एक्सप्लोडेड. सो इन सबके पास कुछ वेलोसिटी आ गई. लेट्स से इट इज मूविंग विद v1, इट इज मूविंग विद v2, इट इज मूविंग विद v3. So it will have some kinetic energy, it will have some kinetic energy. So overall there is some kinetic energy in the system, but initially there was no kinetic energy. So basically the kinetic energy has changed. Only internal forces were there, but kinetic energy has changed. Momentum change नहीं होता है. इसका तो हमने डेरिवेशन किया, हमने 1000 क्वेश्चन किए हैं, मतलब बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस किए हैं इस पे, ठीक है. So internal forces can change the linear momentum. Wrong, but not kinetic energy. That this is also wrong. Kinetic energy but not linear momentum. Correct. It can change the kinetic energy but not linear momentum. Linear momentum as well as kinetic energy of the system. Wrong. Neither the linear momentum nor the kinetic energy of the system. This is also wrong. Second option is correct. It can change the kinetic energy but not the linear momentum. Question number B4. If the external forces acting on a system have zero resultant, external forces have zero resultant, the center of mass must not move, must accelerate, may move, may accelerate. ठीक है? If the external forces acting on a system have zero resultant, it means no net external force is acting on the center of mass. So इससे हमें क्या लग रहा है? गलती हम ये कर सकते हैं कि must not move. नहीं भाई, net external force on the system is zero. What we write, A of center of mass is equal to F external on the system divided by total mass of the system. ठीक है? So if this is zero, then A of center of mass is zero. A of center of mass is zero. It means either it is at rest or it will continue with constant velocity. ठीक है? So in this case, center of mass is not moving, but in this case, center of mass is moving, but it is moving with constant velocity. So if we have net external force zero, we can say कि it may move, है ना? First, must not move. This is wrong. हम ये नहीं बोल सकते कि अगर F net zero है तो वो मूव ही नहीं करना चाहिए. This is wrong. This is also a possibility. It may move with some constant velocity. So must not move is wrong. Must accelerate, that is definitely wrong, because if this is zero, A should be zero and it cannot accelerate. So must accelerate is wrong. May move, yes, it may be at rest or it may move with a constant velocity if the net external force on the center of mass is zero or on the system is zero. फोर्थ, मे एक्सेलरेट. मे एक्सेलरेट नहीं हो सकता. कैसे एक्सेलरेट हो सकता है? सेंटर ऑफ मास एक्सेलरेट नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि नेट फोर्स क्या है? जीरो है. सो मे मूव, इट मे मूव और इट मे बी एट रेस्ट. सो आंसर विल बी थर्ड ऑप्शन. क्वेश्चन नंबर B5. Two balls are thrown in air. The acceleration of the center of mass of the two balls while in air. Neglect air resistance. क्या होगा अगर दो मासेस हैं, वो उनको अगर हमने ऊपर थ्रो किया तो इस पे भी mg है, इसका भी एक्सेलरेशन g है, ठीक है, m1 और उसका भी एक्सेलरेशन g, m2 उसका भी एक्सेलरेशन g, m1g plus m2g divided by m1 plus m2 क्या आएगा एक्सेलरेशन? इट विल बी g. So if all the particles are having same acceleration, center of mass will also have the same acceleration. So here if two balls are thrown in air, the center of mass will have g acceleration because first particle has g acceleration, second particle has g acceleration, the complete system has g acceleration, so center of mass has g acceleration. तो कुछ सोचना ही नहीं है. फर्स्ट ऑप्शन था depends on the direction of the motion of the balls. No, डिपेंड्स ऑन द मासेस ऑफ द टू बॉल्स, डिपेंड्स ऑन द स्पीड्स ऑफ द टू बॉल्स। ये सब क्या है, फालतू बातें हैं। सो इफ यू हैव मास m1 m2, इस पे भी g लग रहा है, इस पे भी g लग रहा है। इफ यू वांट टू फाइंड आउट द एक्सेलरेशन ऑफ सेंटर ऑफ मास m1g plus m2g डिवाइडेड बाय m1 plus m2, इट इज g। क्लियर? या फिर आप क्या बोल सकते हो, भाई m1 m2 है, हमने m1 m2 का एक सिस्टम बनाया और उस पूरे को हमने फेंका ऊपर। तो मास कुछ भी हो, किसी को कुछ भी मास को आप अगर आप ऊपर फेंकेंगे, acceleration is going to be g only for any mass. So answer will be is equal to g, fourth option. B6, two particles of masses 1 kg and 0.5 kg are moving in the same direction with speed 2 meter per second and 6 meter per second respectively on a smooth horizontal surface. The speed of center of mass of the system is. इसको भी सॉल्व करके बताने की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं है। What, how we will find out the velocity of center of mass? m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m1 plus m2 is the velocity of center of mass. So what we have, v of center of mass is equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m1 plus m2. It is 2 plus 3, 5 divided by, it is 50 by 15. So 10 by 3. Answer is 10 by 3 meter per second. B7, the motion of the center of mass of a system of two particles is unaffected by their internal forces. Irrespective options, irrespective of their actual directions of the internal forces, only if they are along the line joining the particles, only if they are at right angles to the line joining the particles, only if they are obliquely inclined. ये सब क्या है? देखो, the motion of the center of mass of a system of two particles is unaffected by their internal forces. वो किसी भी सिचुएशन में, if we have two particles, है ना, इनके बीच में कुछ इंटरनल फोर्स है, इनके बीच में कुछ इंटरनल फोर्स है, and if it is internal for this complete system, the motion of center of mass of this system will remain unaffected for this complete system if we have some internal forces F12 and F21. किस तरीके से लग रहा है हमें नहीं पता, हो सकता है कि ये दोनों क्या कर रहे होंगे, एक दूसरे पे इस तरीके से नॉर्मल लगा रहे होंगे, हो सकता है कि ये एक दूसरे पे इस तरीके से नॉर्मल लगा रहे होंगे, ठीक है ना। सो किस डायरेक्शन में फोर्स लग रहा है डजंट मैटर, इफ द फोर्सेस आर इंटरनल द सेंटर ऑफ मास इज गोइंग टू हैव द सेम मोशन, हमेशा it is going to have the same motion, its motion is not going to change because for this complete system there are internal forces. If we talk about the center of mass, there is no net external force and acceleration of center of mass is going to be 0, and the motion of the system or motion of the center of mass is not going to change because A of center of mass is 0. Then if it is at rest, it will remain at rest. If it is having some velocity, it will move with that velocity, keeping the velocity constant. So irrespective of the actual directions of the internal force, this is going to be true. What? The motion of center of mass of a system of two particles is unaffected by the internal forces. Clear? So answer will be first option. B8. The objects of masses 200 gram and 500 gram possess velocities 10I and 3I plus 5J. The velocity of center of mass is. तो ये सब बिल्कुल कराने की जरूरत नहीं है, but still. So m1 into v1 10I plus m2 into v2 3I plus 5j divided by m1 plus m2. So now this was in gram, this was in gram, this is also in gram. So आप चाहो तो kg में convert कर लो या चाहो तो ना करो, because we have in numerator we have mass, in denominator we have mass. mass के units वैसे भी cancel हो जाएंगे. So अगर आप change नहीं भी करोगे तो भी चलेगा. So here we have 20I plus 15I plus 25j divided by 7. So here we have 35I divided by 7. It is 5I cap plus 25 by 7 j cap. So answer will be the third option. B9. Two bodies of different masses of 2 kg and 4 kg are moving with velocities 20 and 10 meter per second towards each other due to mutual gravitational attraction. What is the velocity of center of mass? So now here we have 2 kg and 4 kg. One is moving with 20, another is moving with 10 meter per second. Now ध्यान से देखो, they are moving towards each other due to mutual gravitational attraction. What is the velocity of their center of mass? Now here what we have, 2 kg and 4 kg. It is moving in this direction with 20, it is moving in this direction with 10. So what will be the velocity of center of mass? 20 into 2, it is 40 m1 v1 minus m2 v2 divided by m1 plus m2. So this is already 0. So velocity of center of mass is going to be 0. Question number B10. A 2 kg body and a 3 kg body are moving along the x-axis. At a particular instant, the 2 kg body has a velocity of 3 meter per second and the 3 kg body has a velocity of 2 meter per second. The velocity of the center of mass at that instant is. So here we have 2 kg body and 3 kg, and basically they have not given the directions, and for the answer which is given, which is the fourth option, none of these, it should be given that both are moving in the positive x-axis, not just x-axis but positive x-axis. So this is 3 meter per second and this is 2 meter per second. In that case, what will get? m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m1 plus m2. So it will be 12 by 5 and it will be 2.4 meter per second, which is not matching with any of the options. So it will be the answer, none of these. But if they are moving in the opposite direction, this is moving in this direction and this one is moving in this direction, then what we'll have? 2 in m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m1 plus m2, it will be 0. So it is matching with the third option. So in this question, it should be given as positive x-axis. Clear? Question number B11. Two bodies of masses 2 kg and 4 kg are moving with velocities 2 meter per second and 10 meter per second respectively along the same direction. Then the velocity of their center of mass will be. So 2 kg is moving with 2 meter per second. So m1 v1. Simply here what we have to do, m1 v1 plus m2 v2 divided by m1 plus m2. So I am not going to solve this question because these questions are very simple. So m1 v1, simply two bodies of masses 2 kg and 4 kg, m1 m2 is given, velocities 2 and 10 and they are moving in same direction. So it is given 2 into 2 plus 4 into 10, 40 plus, so here we have 4 plus 40, 44 divided by total mass of the system will be 6. So 44 divided by 6 will be the answer. And answer is 7.3. Question number B12. Two particles of masses m1 and m2 initially at rest. Initially both are at rest. So center of mass is initially at rest. Now initially at rest start moving towards each other under their mutual force of attraction. The speed of the center of mass at any time t when they are at a distance r apart is. So simply what I told, that center of mass is at rest. Initially both the particles are at rest and that's why center of mass will be at rest. Now because of their mutual attraction they started moving towards each other. So now we can see that this force is internal for this complete system, for the complete system of those two particles. So there is no net external force on the center of mass. So if initially it was at rest, then after some time also it will remain at rest. So they are asking the speed of the center of mass at any time t when they are separated by distance r. So again it is going to remain 0 because initially center of mass was at rest and there is no net force on the center of mass, or you can say there is no net external force on the system. So it is going to remain at 0. We don't have to solve and check all the three options, second, third and fourth. Simply the center of mass will remain at rest because net external force on the system is 0. Whatever forces are there or whatever motion is there, it is because of internal forces. Clear? Question number B12. Two spheres of mass 2m and m are initially at rest at a distance r apart. Due to mutual force of attraction, they approach each other. When they are at separation r by 2, the acceleration of the center of mass should be. Again same thing, we have two masses, they are initially at rest, so center of mass is initially at rest. Now they are moving towards each other because of the mutual attraction. Mutual attraction matlab it is again the internal force. So the system has only internal force. The net external force on the system is 0. So if initially the particles were at rest, so the center of mass was at rest, and finally also the center of mass will remain at rest. Its acceleration will be 0. Why? Because the net external force on the system is 0. So again we are going to have first option, which is 0. B14. A body of mass 20 kg is moving with a velocity 2v and another body of mass 10 kg is moving with velocity v along the same direction. So 20 is moving with 2v, 10 is moving with v, they are moving in the same direction. The velocity of the center of mass will be 20 into 2v plus 10 into v. How much we will have? 40v plus 10v, 50v. 50v divided by total mass of the system is 30. So 50v by 30, it is 5 by 3v. फर्स्ट ऑप्शन, ठीक है। और बहुत सिंपल है, यू कैन ऑल्सो डू। सो two objects, one of 20 kg, another of 10 kg, one is moving with 2v, 10 kg is moving with v, they are moving in the same direction. What is the velocity of center of mass? It is 5v by 3. Question number B15. The two particles x and y initially at rest start moving towards each other under mutual attraction. Same question. If at any instant the velocity of x and y, velocity of x is v and that of y is 2v, then what is the velocity of center of mass? So now x is gaining some velocity, y is gaining some velocity because they have a mutual attraction, a force due to mutual attraction. So that's why they are gaining the velocity. But if we see on the complete system, there is no net external force, acceleration of center of mass is 0, velocity or change in velocity of center of mass is 0. So initially those two particles were at rest. So center of mass was at rest and acceleration of center of mass is 0. So its velocity is not going to change, it is going to remain 0. So answer will be first option, 0. B16. Two bodies A and B have masses capital M and small m respectively. Capital M is greater than small m and they are at a distance d apart. Equal forces applied to them so that they approach each other. The position where they hit each other is. So options are nearer to B, nearer to A, at equal distance from A and B, cannot be decided. So now what is going to happen? We are seeing that the forces which we are applying on the system, this is capital M, this is small m. Capital M is greater than small m. It is given in the question. So now we are applying some force equal magnitude, force of equal magnitude on the two particles. Equal forces applied to them so that they approach each other. If they are approaching each other, will the center of mass or the location of center of mass will change? No, it is not going to change because we are applying the same force. So if we see again the F external is 0. F and F पूरे सिस्टम पे इधर F लग रहा है, इधर F लग रहा है. For the complete system, F external is again 0. It means A of center of mass is going to be 0. Now when they are going to collide, जब दोनों collide करेंगे, they will be at the same position. मतलब अगर छोटे छोटे पार्टिकल्स है, they will be at the same position. So basically जब ये दोनों कहीं पे दोनों जब साथ में आ जाएंगे, कैपिटल M and small m, when they are colliding, so the complete mass is at one point. Which point this point should be coincidence with which point? किस point के जगह पे होना चाहिए ये? तो अगर सारा का सारा मास इसी जगह पे कंसंट्रेटेड हो गया, now we are saying that A of center of mass is 0 and जो location of center of mass है, it will remain same. So where was the location of center of mass? ये बड़ा मास है, ये छोटा मास है, तो nearer to capital M, nearer to capital M. Center of mass was nearer to capital M. Now when both the particles are colliding, so they are at the same point, दोनों एक ही जगह पे आ गए, सारा का सारा मास एक जगह पे आ गया. Where the center of mass will lie in the new situation? Center of mass will lie इसी जगह पे लाई करेगा जहां पे ये है. अब सेंटर ऑफ मास की लोकेशन तो चेंज होने वाली नहीं है, सो बेसिकली दोनों को कहां कोलाइड करना चाहिए? इस जगह पे, कैपिटल M एंड स्मॉल m, क्योंकि इनिशियली सेंटर ऑफ मास इज हियर, फाइनली सेंटर ऑफ मास हैज टू बी हियर एंड फाइनली दिस इज द सिनेरियो. सारा का सारा मास इधर आ गया एंड सेंटर ऑफ मास विल लाई हियर ओनली. So where these two should collide, these two objects should collide at this point, then only the center of mass will remain at the same position. ठीक है? So where they are going to collide? Nearer to the bigger mass. Basically they are going to collide at the center of mass. क्योंकि जब collide कर रहे हैं सारा mass एक जगह पे आ गया, and where it should come? At which point it should come? It should come at the initial location of center of mass, because center of mass is not going to change its location because we have net external force on it is 0. So nearer to A, where A was the capital M. Answer will be second option. Question number B17. Two particles whose masses are 10 kg and 30 kg have their position vectors I, j, k and minus I, minus j, minus k respectively would have the center of mass at. So we have location of first particle, mass of first particle, location of second particle, mass of second particle. M1 R1 plus M2 R2 by M1 plus M2 will be the location of center of mass. So M1 is 10, R1 is 1, 1, 1, M2 is 30 and location is minus 1, minus 1, minus 1 divided by total mass is 40. So R of center of mass will be I को और J को, K. So 10 minus 30 by 40, I cap फिर 10 माइनस 30, सो माइनस 20 बाई 40 j कैप माइनस 20 बाई 40 k कैप. So what we are going to get? Minus half I plus j plus k. First option is the correct. Question number B18. Two balls A and B of masses 100 gram and 250 gram respectively are connected by a stretched spring of negligible mass and placed on a smooth table. When the balls are released simultaneously, the initial acceleration of B is 10 and 10 westward. What is the magnitude of direction of initial acceleration of the ball A? ठीक है, B का acceleration 10 है. What will be the acceleration of A? So आप दो तरीकों से कर सकते हो. एक तो with the help of NLM. वहां पे हमने क्या किया था? If masses are given, if you know the acceleration of one particle, you can find out what is the force in the spring. है ना? If acceleration of one particle is given, the acceleration is completely because of the spring force. So we can find out the spring force. If we are able to find out the spring force, we can find out the acceleration of second particle. So this was the method we used to do in NLM. But now here what we know, that the particles are initially both are released at the same time. इसका मतलब acceleration spring तो बढ़िया क्या है, stretched है अपना, इधर हमने masses connect कर दिए and now we have suddenly released them. So initially center of mass was having zero velocity. फिर हमने उनको जैसे release किया, we have released the particles. Now they are moving, stretched था तो spring will pull the objects in towards itself. So what is going to happen? Both are going to move towards each other. But that forces because of which they are moving towards each other, for the complete system those forces are internal. So what we can say, acceleration of center of mass will be zero. So m1 x1 plus m1 a1 plus m2 v2 m1 a1 plus m2 a2 divided by m1 plus m2 is 0. इसका मतलब m1 a1 will be equal to m2 a2. तो सिंपली आप मैग्नीट्यूड लेके भी कर सकते हो. ठीक है. So अब यहाँ पे क्या है, we have two blocks A and B. This is of 100 gram and this is of 250 gram. And now when it was released, the initial acceleration of B is 10 meter per second, 10 centimeter per second square westward, मतलब इस साइड. ठीक है. So फिर इसका क्या होगा, definitely it will be in this direction. So eastward वाले हमारे पास एक ही ऑप्शन है. Very nice. तो एक ही ऑप्शन है ईस्ट वाला, तो सीधा वो लगा देंगे. ठीक. But if you want to solve it, कैसे करेंगे? So here we have m1 a1 plus m2 a2 divided by m1 plus m2. This should be equal to 0. So 10a minus 250 centimeter per second square is equal to 0. So a is equal to 25 centimeter per second square. So its acceleration, हमने इसका acceleration कैसा लिया, हमने इधर नेगेटिव लिया, इधर पॉजिटिव लिया. वेस्टवर्ड को हमने क्या ले लिया, नेगेटिव. अब a क्या आया है, it is 25 with a positive sign. It means 25 centimeter per second square in which direction, eastward. ठीक. तो वैसे तो eastward वाला we have only one option. So आंसर होगा हमारा 25 centimeter per second square eastward. And also मतलब जब आप पेपर में सॉल्व कर रहे हो, when you are solving in paper, all the four options are having 25 25 25 25. We just don't have to solve this क्योंकि मैग्नीट्यूड तो स्टारों में सेम ही दिया है. You just have to think about the direction. और डायरेक्शन के बारे में आप क्वेश्चन पढ़ते ही समझ जाओगे. If one is moving eastward, other has to move in the opposite direction. तो डायरेक्टली फर्स्ट ऑप्शन होगा. बट हमें तो अभी प्रैक्टिस करनी है. That's why we are solving the question कि ऐसा 25 आएगा. Question number B19. A shell of mass m moving with velocity u suddenly breaks into two pieces. The part having mass m by 4 remains stationary. The mass of the other shell will be. ठीक है. So क्या हुआ, m था, it broke into two parts. One is m by 4, another will be 3m by 4. ठीक है. This has come to rest and initially it was moving with velocity u. These are all given. m by 4 remains stationary. The velocity of the other shell will be. So यहाँ पे आप बोल सकते हो कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम का है. ठीक. So after solving the आफ्टर सीइंग ऑल द लेक्चर्स यू विल बी एबल टू डू इट। हो सकता है कि एक दो लेक्चर्स के बाद आपको अगर होमवर्क में ये मिला होगा तो आप नहीं कर पाए होंगे, बट आफ्टर द कंप्लीट लेक्चर यू विल बी एबल टू डू इट, क्योंकि बाय देन you would have done a lot of questions on conservation of linear momentum। तो यहाँ पे और आप कैसे बोल सकते हो कि भाई सिंपली इस जगह में अगर आप देखो, इतना तो हमें पता नहीं कि इफ नेट एक्सटर्नल फोर्स ऑन द सिस्टम इज जीरो, द लोकेशन ऑफ सेंटर ऑफ मास, if it was at rest then location of center of mass is not going to change, and if it was having some velocity then its velocity is not going to change। So now this particle has broken into two pieces because of the mutual whatever झगड़ा है ना, internal जो reactions थे उसकी वजह से। So यहाँ पे there is no net external force on the system, इसका मतलब the velocity of center of mass is going to remain same। So velocity of center of mass initially क्या है, तो ये पूरा का पूरा mass is having u velocity, so velocity of center of mass is initially u। clear है? Finally let's say its velocity is some v, we don't know what is the direction, but अगर आप ध्यान से देखो तो ये तो रेस्ट में आ गया, तो अब it has some velocity, initially it was having only velocity in I, so ये इसकी velocity भी क्या होगी, I में ही होगी, क्योंकि j अगर इसमें आ गया तो पहले तो उसके पास j था नहीं, who will cancel this part, तो definitely I में ही होगी, but let's say v ले लेते हैं, हमें नहीं पता कोई भी random direction। So now initially the velocity of center of mass निकाल लो, initially velocity of center of mass is m1 u1 by plus m1 m2 u2, तो यहाँ पे तो एक ही पार्टिकल है, so mu divided by m, it is u। Finally so this is initial velocity of center of mass, finally m1 v1 3m by 4 into v plus m2 v2 m by 4 into 0 divided by m1 plus m2, तो अभी भी it is m, तो क्या आ जाएगा, this is 0 already, so we have 3v by 4 is equal to u, so v will be equal to 4u divided by 3। क्लियर है ये चीज? तो अगर आपने कंजर्वेशन ऑफ लीनियर मोमेंटम नहीं भी किया है, स्टिल यू कैन डू दिस प्रॉब्लम, ठीक है, क्योंकि बेसिक आइडिया है कि इफ एक्सेलरेशन ऑफ सेंटर ऑफ मास इज जीरो, इफ नेट फोर्स ऑन दिस नेट एक्सटर्नल फोर्स ऑन द सिस्टम इज जीरो, देन वेलोसिटी ऑफ सेंटर ऑफ मास इज नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज। सिंपल ये फंडा हमें यूज करना है, ठीक है। सो आंसर विल बी 4/3u, फोर्थ ऑप्शन। Question number B20, a stone is projected with an initial velocity at some angle to the horizontal. A small piece separates from the stone before the stone reaches its maximum height. Then the piece will fall to the ground, fly horizontally initially and will then describe a parabolic path, fly side by side with the parent stone along a parabolic path, lag behind the parent stone, increasing the distance from it। तो कंडीशन क्या है कि हमने सिंपली प्रोजेक्टाइल को फेंका किसी एंगल पे विद सम इनिशियल वेलोसिटी एंड देन अ स्मॉल पीस इज सेपरेटिंग फ्रॉम इट। सो व्हाट विल हैपन, सो if we see a projectile was projected with some initial velocity at an angle theta, clear? So now before reaching to the maximum height, a small piece is separated from it, ठीक है? So let's say it is capital M, it is small m, which is a very small mass। So now what is going to happen, the center of mass is definitely going to follow the same path, the center of mass for this system is going to follow the same path। अब यहाँ पे because small piece given है हमें, तो center of mass same path follow करेगा, पहली चीज। दूसरी चीज ये कि आप इसको इस तरीके से मान लो कि a small mass is getting detached from this, ठीक है? तो because ये काफी बड़ा है इसके कंपैरिजन में, तो यहाँ पे जो इसकी वेलोसिटी में ज्यादा चेंज नहीं आ पाएगा, it will almost move with the initial velocity only, और ये भी क्या होगा, इनिशियल वेलोसिटी से जाएगा। ये बेसिकली आप ऐसा मान लो कि यहाँ पे मान लो इस इंस्टेंट पे इसकी कुछ वेलोसिटी थी, जैसे यहाँ पे तो u cos थीटा हो जाएगी, इसके पहले कुछ थोड़ी सी इस तरीके से वेलोसिटी है, तो नाउ दिस विल सेपरेट विद द सेम वेलोसिटी। सो क्या होगा, दोनों की दोनों, नाउ बोथ द पार्टिकल्स हैव डिफरेंट मास बट बोथ द पार्टिकल्स हैव सेम एक्सेलरेशन। सो इनिशियल वेलोसिटी, इसकी जितनी वेलोसिटी थी उतनी ही वेलोसिटी लेकर के डिटैच होगा, तो दे आर गोइंग टू फॉलो द ऑलमोस्ट सेम पाथ, तो उसके साइड बाय साइड वो चलता रहेगा एंड दे विल लैंड एट दिस पॉइंट। हो सकता है कि बड़ा वाला मास कुछ इधर आके गिरे, छोटा वाला मास कुछ इधर गिर जाए, एंड देन द सेंटर ऑफ मास विल बी समवेयर हियर। तो सेंटर ऑफ मास इज गोइंग टू लैंड एट द सेम पोजीशन जो इनिशियली वो ये पार्टिकल यहाँ पे गिरने वाला था। तो बेसिकली क्या होगा, अगर आपको यहाँ गिवन होता कि भाई जो बिगर मास है, इट हैज दिस मच वैल्यू एंड इट इज मूविंग विद दिस मच वेलोसिटी, द मास व्हिच गॉट सेपरेटेड इज मूविंग विद दिस मच वेलोसिटी, तो हम लोग क्या करते, सेंटर ऑफ मास की वेलोसिटी को कांस्टेंट करते एट दिस पॉइंट और फिर हम फाइंड आउट कर पाते कि कैसे जाएगा वो। बट यहाँ पे आपको गिवन है स्मॉल पीस, तो आप ये मान सकते हो कि दिस मास, इसकी वेलोसिटी बहुत ज्यादा चेंज नहीं आएगा, ठीक है। जब वेलोसिटी ऑफ सेंटर ऑफ मास चेंज नहीं होने वाली होती है तो वहां पे क्या होगा, ये कुछ नई वेलोसिटी से चलेगा, ये कुछ नई वेलोसिटी से चलेगा। बट यहाँ पे बिकॉज दिस इज स्मॉल पीस, हम ऐसा मान सकते हैं कि ये अभी भी उसी वेलोसिटी से चल रहा है और अब ये इससे डिटैच हुआ है, सो इट विल डिटैच विद दिस वेलोसिटी ओनली। सो बेसिकली बोथ हैव द सेम वेलोसिटी and if both have initial velocity, if we observe from this point, if both have same initial velocity, same acceleration, they are going to land or they are going to move on this parabolic path side by side, दोनों साथ साथ में move करेंगे and they will land at this point such that the center of mass is still at the center of mass has still followed the same path and center of mass is still at the same position where it was about to land before the explosion or before this mass was getting separated, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे सेंटर ऑफ मास इज बेसिकली जहां पे था और जिस पाथ से जा रहा था उसी तरीके से जाएगा। और बिकॉज आपको ज्यादा डिटेल गिवन नहीं है मास और वेलोसिटी के बारे में आफ्टर दी सेपरेशन, तो यहाँ पे छोटा मास गिवन है तो हम इसको इस तरीके से कंसीडर कर सकते हैं कि इट इज गेनिंग द वेलोसिटी ऑफ द मेन ऑब्जेक्ट और फिर दोनों साथ में उस जगह पे गिर रहे हैं। सो आंसर विल बी फर्स्ट फॉल टू द ग्राउंड। ये तो नहीं हो सकता बिकॉज यहाँ पे इसकी कुछ वेलोसिटी है, इफ इट इज गेटिंग सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम दिस पार्टिकल, इससे अगर ये सेपरेट हो रहा है तो डेफिनेटली कुछ ना कुछ वेलोसिटी लेके सेपरेट होगा, तो ये फ्री फॉल टाइप का तो कर नहीं सकता कि सीधे ग्राउंड पे गिर गया, क्लियर, इसकी कुछ ना कुछ एक्स्ट्रा वेलोसिटी है। तो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन इज रॉन्ग। फ्लाई हॉरिजॉन्टली इनिशियली एंड देन describes a parabolic path so that mass got separated before the maximum height, it means it was having some velocity in y initially, so it cannot fly horizontally, so second option will also be wrong. Fly side by side with the parent stone along a parabolic path, this is correct. Lag behind the parent stone increasing the distance from it, no, ये जो बड़ा वाला जो मास है it is almost, ये बहुत बड़ा मास जो है वो अभी इसी में है, so it is almost, it is going to lie or it is going to follow the path of the center of mass और initial path of the projectile, ठीक है। तो अब यहाँ पे क्या होगा, ये भी इसके साथ साथ इधर ही गिरेगा, क्योंकि अगर ये मास इधर कहीं गिर गया तो सेंटर ऑफ मास इधर कहीं शिफ्ट हो जाएगा, ठीक है, which is not the case. सो दोनों क्या करेंगे, साइड बाय साइड फ्लाई करेंगे। सो आंसर विल बी थर्ड ऑप्शन B21. 3 particles with masses 10, 20 and 40 gram are moving with velocity 10i, 10j and 10k respectively. If due to some interaction the first particle comes to rest and the velocity of second particle becomes 3i plus 4j, then the velocity of third particle after the interaction is. So they are saying if due to some interaction the first particle comes to rest, ठीक है। तो यहाँ पे म्यूचुअल इंटरेक्शन अगर लिख देते तो प्रॉब्लम थोड़ी सी और ज्यादा क्लियर होती, ठीक है। सो उनके बीच में कुछ इंटरेक्शन हुआ एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दे हैव चेंज्ड देयर वेलोसिटी, बट फॉर द कंप्लीट सिस्टम अगेन वी कैन से दैट वेलोसिटी इज नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज। सो इनिशियली 10 ग्राम वाज हैविंग 10 i cap, 20 ग्राम वाज हैविंग 10 j cap and 40 ग्राम वाज हैविंग 10 k cap, clear. Finally this has 3i plus 4j, its velocity is 0, its velocity we have to find out. So what we can write, velocity of center of mass initially is equal to velocity of center of mass finally, because it is not going to change. So 10 into 10i plus 20 into 10j, m1 v1 plus m2 v2 plus m3 v3 divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3, इधर भी आएगा उधर भी आएगा, that's why कैंसिल कर देंगे। So 0 into m1 एंड यहाँ पे मासेस फिर से कैंसिल हो जाएंगे, सो ग्राम में ही रहने दो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, प्लस 20 into 3i plus 4j and 40 into v which we don't know. So here what we have, यहाँ से ये तो खत्म हो गया इसका काम, हमने कैंसिल कर दिया 0 0 0, so we have 10i plus 20j plus 40k is equal to 6i plus 8j plus 4v and we have to find out this v. So i से i देखो यहाँ पे क्या है हमारे पास 4i plus j 12j plus 40k is equal to 4v. So from here we are getting v is equal to I cap plus 3j cap plus 10 k cap. The velocity of the third particle will be 1, 3, 10. 1, 3, 10. It is given in the fourth option. तो यहाँ पे सेक्शन जो एक्सरसाइज 1 है इसके क्वेश्चंस बहुत ही सिंपल हैं. आप सिंपली सॉल्व कर सकते हो सारे क्वेश्चंस विदाउट एनी डाउट और एनीथिंग, विदाउट एनी प्रॉब्लम. तो ये तो हमारे सेक्शन बी हो गया. इसके बाद हम लोग आगे के जो सेक्शंस है वो सॉल्व करेंगे.